Hey, Bulldog fans! Welcome to Inside the Huddle, the podcast that brings you the heart and soul of Rolla Bulldog high school sports. All right, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Huddle, brought to you by Romo Athletics and powered by our new title sponsor, Phelps County Bank. Let's recognize Phelps County Bank before we get started. Again, they do a great job, 100% employee owned, 100% community champions. They are bankers by day, Bulldog fans by night. Go to mypcb.com and you can find out everything you need to do about Phelps County Bank. Appreciate them coming on board. So right now we got our next episode of Coach Talk, 13th episode of the season so far. And here we got head soccer coach Matt Calvert. Hey,
How's it going?
Good, good. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Season's kind of underway. You've been going. You got some new look. You got some kids that have been here. We got some fresh faces coming in. So talk a little bit about the team that you have right now.
Yeah, definitely. So we started off with our biggest tryouts ever. We had 53 kids, or more than that, 63 kids come out, and we kept 51. So we had a whole lot coming out, and got our C team back this year, which is awesome. Keep building on that. Best numbers yet, and we hope to keep growing those. Graduated a whole lot of players last year. Varsity's looking real different this year than what we looked last year. JV's looking different. Everything. It's kind of a really new year for us. We're trying out some new things, finding out what's working, finding out what's not working, and just trying to find our rhythm here. Yeah.
So yeah, look at some of the players. So you got Jack Greenway back. He was in goal last year too for you, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So you have him back, and then you got some seniors. You got Alex Roberts, Roman Stanislawski's, and another one that's been there for a long time. Nick Jennings. I was talking to him earlier. You got a good core. Then you got some young freshmen that are coming up right now.
Yeah, we had something like 26 freshmen try out this year.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely have a lot of young talent coming up this year. We've got a couple freshmen playing for us on the varsity time, or seeing some significant varsity time. Mason Heinecker, Kingston Terrell are both seeing some significant varsity time for us already, and really adding to the team as freshmen. So yeah, that big freshman group has been really helpful, and looking forward to seeing them keep contributing.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about saying you said 60 some kids coming out for tryouts. You're keeping 51. You have your three teams going on there, and having the C team kind of allows you to kind of move kids around in a different format than your traditional kind of a freshman JV varsity type thing.
Yeah, it definitely gives some room for, we've got some C team players that are looking to make some JV time. Some JV players that really want to move up to varsity, and some, if a player gets injured, we can drop them JV to rehab for a little bit, or we're not seeing enough time on JV, they can see some C team time, stuff like that. The three teams really gives us some play between the teams to make sure that we're getting those players some playing time, and continuing the growth of all of our players.
Yeah, I really like that, developing that program so it's not just okay, you're in this grade, here's what you do. It allows people to play at the role they're at. They may just need that confidence. They may need some things they have to get and allow them to move around. And as a coach, it's got to make it challenging, but also, man, it just gives you a lot more options.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to tell a kid, hey, you're playing up, than hey, we're gonna have you play down. That conversation is tough, but it really is helping us, grow our program in the right direction, I think.
Well, that's always great to see. So take a look at the season so far. 3-4 on the season, and you got one that we were talking about at Jeff City last night.
Button.
You hit the pause. But we'll start with that one. Up 3-1 against the Jeff City Jays, and then had delay with weather. So now 22 minutes left.
Yeah, 22 minutes left.
And so you'll look to reschedule that, and if it doesn't happen, then hey, we'll add that to the dub column.
Yep. So since we've played one full half of regulation soccer, we could call that the game. Their coach wants to keep playing. We want to play as much soccer as possible, so we're happy to make that return trip. Our JV will get a full game in when we go back, just more playing time for everyone, and then we'll finish out our 22 minutes in the varsity level.
Well, you were saying that beforehand, the JV had to play a shorter game, and so getting that full game to go back in there, an additional full game.
Yes,
man, that's what the kids all need. They all need that time.
Time on the field is the best way to improve.
So looking at some of those games, we take that one step back on Monday, playing Pacific, who's 8-0 on the season, and goes to penalty kicks at the end, right? So it goes in tied 1-1. Is that how it goes? Or
yeah,
what was the
we were
scenario?
tied 1-1 at the end of the game, and so then we had that 10-minute golden goal overtime. No one scored, so it went into the penalty kicks, and we First penalty kicks of the season. We looked like we needed a little practice at them. We scored 3, they made 4. I hate having to end the game on
Yeah.
penalty kicks because it really is just kind of a toss up.
Yeah.
But got to end the game somehow. So
Understand, yeah, and that's again, how much time do you put onto penalty kick? I mean, how often do you see that
right,
in the course of a season? And as a
right.
coach, you got a lot of other things that are going to be more upfront, more common, more things you have to work
Yes,
on.
especially on a year when we graduated such a big senior
Yeah.
class last year that had played varsity for so long, and we're trying to find what works with this new group of kids. So, trying to find what works versus how much time do we devote to the PKs? But we are ending every practice with a PK shootout now, so we're getting on it.
Okay, so that's what I was coming up on out there.
Yeah,
I wasn't quite sure what was going on, but the kids were getting into it as well, which is
practicing
kind
the
of fun.
PKs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I love
absolutely.
that. So you also had success up the Hannibal tournament, right? Finishing second
Yeah,
up there, 2-1.
yeah, played great. The first game was not as intense of a game. It was a really good one where we could see some of those the subs come off the bench and they could really start to make a name. Like, hey, I deserve some more varsity time, and here's what I can contribute. And they really impressed at that game against Macomb. Um, I assume that's how you say they're from Illinois,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
100%
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But the real big takeaway was we went up against Hickman, who's traditionally a very, very talented soccer school. They beat us 4-2 last year in the same tournament. We really just took it to them. The boys played really hard, got very physical, got very strong. And every moment of that game, they looked like they were in control of it, which was really fun to watch because, beating a good team is always nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It was 3-1 victory over Hickman,
hmm
and then Macomb was 8-0.
hmm
Look at that, Alex Roberts had the hat trick
he did.
and an assist.
Yes.
So that's a nice scoring
That,
night.
that's
That's
that's a
really
good night for
nice.
Alex for sure.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at that too. The Nick Jennings man, he had 2 goals and 2 assists.
Yes.
And he had Roma Seslavsky had a goal and assist.
hmm
Ruger Covey, Kingston Terrell each had a goal.
hmm
Connor Johnson, Alex Roberts, Christian Roberts, they all got assists in that. So that's a lot of
Yeah, we've got
that's
a good spread this
yeah,
season of
yeah.
people scoring goals for us, which is good. We graduated our main goal scoring threat in Caleb Dobzinski. He put
Mhm.
20 goals for us last season, and he was a very unique player. And so now we got to figure out how to get those 20 goals back. And what we've seen so far is we've had 4 or 5 people step up and say, I may not get 20 goals, but I can put in 6, 7, 8 goals.
Yeah.
And if we have 4 or 5 people step up, put in 6, 7, 8 goals each, we're going to be looking pretty good.
Yeah, and that's going to help out too as you progress in the season.
hmm
Allows coaches are going to have a lot more, challenging time to try and game plan for your teams to shut a single
Right.
person down when you have that many weapons that can all
Exactly.
step up and score.
Exactly. Yes. No. It's been very good for us.
And then you winded up it was you ended up second place at the Hannibal tournament.
hmm
Was it I can't remember who the team
North
was.
Point.
North Point.
They beat us 3-0 the last game. I had a couple of injuries. Nick Jennings went out with a concussion. And that hurts our midfield quite a bit. And we were just tired.
Yeah.
I mean, we gave 110% against Hickman, and then we had to play a second game on the turf back to back. And North Point was coming off a 4-hour break. Um, you make excuses
Yeah,
till
yeah.
cows come home, but they outplayed us. They beat us that game, and learn from it.
And that was during the heat wave. That turf is I can't even
Hot.
imagine what it was like
It
on the
was
field.
hot.
Yeah.
I had 2 or 3 boys come out, borderline heat exhaustion. We're like, okay, we're just gonna make sure everyone gets home healthy on this one as much as possible.
Yeah, that's yeah, it definitely makes it a challenge for that in the heat. Again, you're
hmm
not expecting that necessarily that time of year,
Right.
and that kind of goes with that. So right now, like I said, we're at 3-4, 3-4.
Mhm.
You get been in every game. It's you've been there, you've had it, you got the kids all playing.
Yeah.
What coming up tomorrow here? We're gonna have Cap City. I assume. Are you gonna be on the
Yeah.
grass
It should
as
be.
long as
Should be. The
the
range should
weather
be
holds
holding
out?
off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you got Cap City in the morning, 10:30. I think the JV starts
10.
10 o'clock for the JV,
Yep.
and then varsity to follow that 11:45.
11:45 ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts about Cap City? Again, typically a really good program.
Very good school. Very good school. Very well coached. They play very fast, very direct. They're going to be looking to move the ball quickly in the midfield and then send the ball through behind us. They got some speed up top. They're looking to capitalize on it. So getting our defense to drop early, keep those players in front of us, make them beat us rather than just outrun us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then moving the ball ourselves, using our wings because we've got some very quick, very athletic wings this year. Trying to get that ball wide, get it in behind them too.
So
So.
who are your wings this year?
I got a couple players playing wings for us. Alex Roberts has been playing wings for us. Eli Birkin, Connor Johnson, Carter Brown, Kingston Terrell, whole bunch of different players have been playing that wing. And, we kind of run them to death a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So we have to have those
Yeah,
5
yeah, yeah,
wingers to
yeah,
rotate through.
yeah.
So
That's great. So then you come back. See, late next is it Monday, I guess you have Waynesville
Hmm.
here again.
Yep.
Yeah, so you got back to back on that. That's gonna be nice. Then at Springfield Catholic, who's 9-0 on the season.
Whew. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good. They're strong this year, and they dropped to Class 2, so they're really looking forward to this year for
yeah, I
sure.
bet they are because we're up in are we class 4?
Yeah, we're one of the small schools in Class 4 right now,
Okay.
so.
So we're class 4, and then you end up October 1st, Helias,
Mhm.
which again, Helias, the record's only at 2 at 6. You always think about them. I remember all the years you
It's
guys are battling Helias
it
in the groups
really
after it.
it's hard. I tell the boys, I say, don't look at their
Yeah,
record because anytime Rolla comes to play these teams, it turns into a grudge
yeah,
match,
yeah,
and it's like a can't lose match. So record really doesn't matter because all the games start 0-0.
yeah. Yep, that's a
So
great way to look at it. So let's take a look at some of our sponsors before we kind of wind down here. Again, appreciate all the sponsors that we have. Again, I already mentioned Phelps County
mhm.
Bank, title sponsor. Appreciate them. 100% employee owned. Uh, again, Bakers by day, Bulldog fans by night. Got appreciate them. Kobe Wands Skills Academy, putting a facility out there on Old St. James Road. Gonna have a
Cool.
couple courts on there. Gonna look at some other options and
Yeah.
stuff where he can expand that. So appreciate Kobe. Does a lot of development work around here. Um, Jackie Morazowitz over at In Full Bloom does a great job with all the balloon decor, the backdrop rentals. People use it for senior signings.
Mhm.
We've used it at a wedding, baby shower. I mean, just so much she can do. It's just a great thing to see. And I always like to throw the season ticket in there from 104.9. JP Maxwell's Tuesdays at 5 o'clock talks about Bulldog sports. So I go on there and share a lot of the stuff that we'll talk about here. I'll share that on next week, and then we'll be on talk about all the local stuff on here too with the miners. So I appreciate that. Um, so I want to ask, is it playing that? So you got a day game, a morning game
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? One as a coach, playing a Saturday day game versus the kind of the traditional kind of night games, afternoon night games. So do you have a preference?
I mean, as a home game, it's nice.
Yeah,
As a home game, it's nice. The boys can get up and get rolling. Come out to the field early, start their day here. It's 10 o'clock, so it's not too terribly early. They got time to get warm, get down here, and get ready to go. But no, definitely the nighttime games kind of give us that more opportunity to get in the mindset before it starts. So I told the boys today at the end of practice, I said, you're not going to have all day to get your head on
yeah,
straight. Start tonight. You got to start. You got to wake up ready to play tomorrow. So yeah, the morning games definitely present a challenge as far as mentally getting dialed in. But I think the boys are gonna be ready. I'm
yeah.
excited.
Good. And then so I want to come back now. Back when you were a player,
Hmm.
how'd you feel about those Saturday morning games versus the evening games? As a player, did you have a different perspective than as now as a coach?
Yeah, I did. Saturday mornings it was that was my day off. That was my kind of rest, my recharge from the week, and having to get my head back on straight for a weekend game. It was always difficult, but I liked them too because you got them done early in the day, and then you have the rest of the day to kind of
Be a kid.
yeah, be a kid, be a high schooler, and
Yeah.
enjoy my weekend. But it also reminded me of the club ball growing
Yeah.
up. Going up to St. Louis and playing for a couple hours, getting some fun food. Panda Express or something before we
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
home. And
Yeah.
yeah, I like weekend games personally. I really do. It's a different vibe. It's
Yeah.
it's got something different about it.
I love that. Yeah, it's always an interesting thing because again, as a coach, sometimes it's like I don't want my
Uh
tradition,
huh.
my routine messed up with with the team, the kids,
Right.
the chances of things getting distractions. But at the same time, man, yeah, it is kind of
It
it
is.
is
It's
different.
just. It
Yeah,
feels good. It
yeah,
feels good. I like it.
I like it too. Well, Coach, thanks a lot for joining
Yeah,
us.
thanks for
Thanks for
having me.
everyone out there for having joining in. Appreciate that. Thanks for Phelps County Bank for being the title sponsor this year. So for Coach Matt Calvert, I'm Tom Brown from Inside the Huddle, the heart of the game. We'll see you next time.